Today at fullondrums.com, it's all about the overheads. There is a limitless variety of ways to mic overheads, so we chose 4 of the most popular and set them all up at once. Johnny, tell us what we've got.
Style number 1 is XY, a pair of Neumann KM84s with the pads engaged over the drummer's head focused on the snare. Style number 2 is a pair of MXL V67Ns with cardioid capsules arranged in the ORTF format. Style number 3 is an Audio-Technica 4050 on either side of the kit, set to cardioid with the 10 dB pad and no filter. Style number 4 is a Blumlein array of MXL R144 ribbon microphones directly over the snare. Back to you, Charlie.
We're going to mic up all 4 sets of overheads at the same time through the Millennia HV3D with no EQ and compression, so the comparison between sets should be apples to apples. You'll notice we have the whole kit mic'd up as well. All of these tracks, along with all of the overhead tracks, will be included in the fullondrums.com download section to provide context. Remember, here at fullondrums.com, we always post the full bandwidth multi-track audio files for you to download and check out. An XY pair is one of the best ways to get an overall image of the kit. Coincident pairs, such as XY, capture a focused, phase-coherent sound. The important thing is to focus on the snare to ensure a properly balanced stereo image. ORTF is another stereo miking technique. It employs a pair of closely spaced condensers. The diaphragms need to be 17 centimeters apart at a 110-degree angle. This gives you a wider stereo image than XY, but a bit less focused. Spaced cardioids is probably the most common overhead miking technique. They'll give you a wider stereo image than any sort of coincident approach. Since the mics are positioned closer to the cymbals, you can create more of a mostly cymbals overhead sound, especially if you roll some low end off. The important thing here is to make sure the mics stay equidistant from the snare to keep it in phase and centered in the stereo field. Also, avoid getting the mics too close to the cymbals to avoid any weird phasing issues as the cymbals rock back and forth as they're being struck. With their smooth and natural sound, ribbon mics have become very popular, and we have a pair in a Blumlein array. The pair consists of 2 matched microphones with a figure-8 pickup pattern positioned 90 degrees from each other. Ribbon mics sound very different than condenser and dynamic mics. Enough of the science. Let's give them a listen. Okay, let's have a listen to what we tracked. We'll start with the KM84s in the XY position. Okay, kind of what I expected here. These are nice focused microphones. The top end cymbals aren't brittle, pretty clean. Not a real big low mids, not boomy. Just overall pretty nice picture of the kit. Cool. All right, let's check out our ORTF pair, which is the MXL V67Ns. Wow, this is different. This has a completely different space to it. Really cool. Very more open. Not as focused as the XY pattern for sure, but definitely a nice open sense of space. Very cool. All right, let's move on to our spaced pair of Audio-Technica 4050s. These are nice sounding mics right here. Great low end, tight without being boomy. Toms sound awesome. Cymbals, very present without being harsh. I'd say this is a pretty accurate picture of this drum set today. Really cool. All right, let's move on. Last but not least, our MXL ribbons, our R144s in a Blumlein array above the snare drum. Let's see what these sound like. Whoa. That's a different sound. This is thick. A And there's that natural high end. The cymbal's really, really smooth, but a really thick body to the kit. Holy smokes. These things are big. Wow. Well, there you have it. 4 completely different mics in 4 completely different positions. Every one of them usable. I think I could do records with all 4 of these pairs of microphones. Really, really cool sounding. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to go to fullondrums.com to download the full bandwidth multi-track files of everything you've just heard, including past episodes, interviews, articles, news, and reviews from around the drumosphere. So until next time, keep it on 10.
Oops.